guys, welcome to the Bluecast. Today I'm with LifeOfThom.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you. Thank you for coming to my podcast. I really appreciate.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
So it's, my second trip where I'm recording podcasts in New York. So I really, really appreciate.
No, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here.
we're gonna say thank you like during the whole video.
Just passing it back and forth like a basketball. Yeah.
So first question, how are you feeling like mentally, creatively these days? Because I've seen that a lot is happening for you like these days.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling clear. A lot of clarity. Feeling really, really good. I stopped smoking weed a couple months ago, and then just kind of just staying up with my productivity on things and just staying on top of things, mentally feeling clear, you know what I mean? I think it's just all about, feeling good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Trying to feel good. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, I saw that you release like, oh, what's the name? Yeah, Reroute.
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 Reroute Reflection.
Reflection.
Yes.
That was your last EP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came out April.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Thank you.
Like the first song, I always forget the name of the songs, but the first
Can't
song,
help.
yeah, I really loved it. And I was like, the title is so powerful as well.
Yeah.
Like Reroute. And I
Yeah.
was like, what does it mean to you? Because reroute, reflection, that's
Yeah.
that's a lot of powerful words
Yes.
put together.
Yeah. No, I mean, reroute just means you're headed to a place and you're kind of just changing the way what the course is, kind of what the pathway there looks like. You know what I mean? And I think with reroute coming off my album Driving Blind, I called it Reroute Reflection just because like I was coming into a period where like a lot of things were changing for me, you know what I mean? A lot of shifts, you know what I mean? A lot of ups, you know what I mean? A lot of wins and stuff. But also, that comes with its own natural like downs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it was like it's something really personal that I just kind of, I called it Reroute. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Did you like, how can I say that? Because of all the change that happened, were you like, okay, I'm gonna embrace like all this switch in my life and everything, or were you more like at first like, oh, I don't know how to deal with all of it? Like, how was it for you? Or also maybe you were just like, okay, I've seen that this is changing, so maybe it's time like for a big change. Like, how was it?
I think it was just kind of just going with the shifts and rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
I'm using my intuition and that gut feeling to see like, okay, bet I'm gonna put my hand here, bet I'm gonna put my hand there. Okay, I'm gonna take a step here, leap of faith here. You know what I mean? Essentially, that's what happens, in a certain period of reflection, and when you're reflecting, you know what I mean? You come to understand what like, just kind of how you're supposed to, move in that moment and stuff. And for me, it was just something I really went inward with for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have like particular lesson that you learned during this period
Definitely.
that you would share? Like,
Yeah. Definitely. Just kind of like, just to like be present with all things. You know what I mean? Things come so fast, and they can come so heavy and stuff. And like you just gotta be present with them. Be present with things. You know what I mean? That's definitely the lesson. Like be present. And I think with that you'll be able to interface and really kind of just understand yourself in miraculous ways for real. That especially if you're an artist and you're creative, showing that to others can be really inspiring.
That's a lot of resilience here.
Yeah. Resilience, that's a big one.
And I saw that you're from Washington Heights, right?
Yeah, I'm from Uptown.
So were you born and raised in Washington Heights?
Yep. I was born in the Heights, raised in the Heights.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my stomping grounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did Uptown shaped your identity? Like, creatively, but also, like personally, because like there is like so much. What one thing I love about New York is that the culture is so like everywhere, and everybody like has their own, like every borough. Is it
Right.
borough?
Yeah,
Yeah.
borough. We have boroughs. We have
Yeah,
boroughs
every
out here.
borough has its own like thing. Like how did Washington Heights like shaped you?
Ah man, the heights. I think Uptown just like it helped me understand just like in ways to be myself. Just being like a New York City kid. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Being somewhere from Uptown. Growing around like a lot of like Hispanic culture up there, and just like having good like seasoning, good flavors. Natural cool style. You know what I mean? But also to be really resilient and like you know what I mean. Tough on the hands and to kind of get to it. Just really get into it. I think being raised uptown and having to always go from up there and then coming down to Brooklyn or somewhere in the
Yeah.
city, man. You know what I mean? Like that's just like that's just it's a little far. You know what I mean? And I think uptown, also the heights just, just really just it just shaped me into just like being the person I naturally am, which is just like, what I mean, an orthodox individual, but with a lot of true intent at the end of the day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. My first trip in New York was with my dad in 2018,
Huh.
and we were staying uptown.
Oh wow.
And I loved it here. Like,
Oh,
I really loved it here.
that's so far.
I love uptown. But
Yeah, Uptown's the best.
yeah, and I mean, in New York, you have like a lot of legendary artists in every borough. But like,
Most definitely.
for you, like, regarding like the New York scene and everything, like, who were like your main inspirations, like
Start up.
from uptown or
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I mean, in the city, I mean, you had cats like Joey Badass, and then, you had cats like Flatbush Zombies, and like cats like, Action Bronson, Mayhem Loren, you know what I mean? Dudes like, man, even OGs like Big L, Biggie, Big Pun, you know what I mean? And just like, even just like cool, even artists that's like I've seen throughout the years, like kind of shape up into really eclectic acts like Marlon Craft and just like
yeah.
what I mean, just like all forms of just like MCs and artists. You know what I mean? Though there's a lot. It's in the city. That's what was kind of very inspiring at the time. And,
Mm,
you know what I mean? It's something that's like I show a lot of love to. Sure.
yeah. That's funny that you said Joey Badass in the first names, because I was like, when I listened to your music, I was like, this guy has such a Joey Badass slash pro era vibe, like
Yeah,
in my
yeah, yeah. That's
opinion.
love. Thank you.
Um, yeah, and you also said the Flatbush Zombies. Oh my God, when I was younger, like I used to
Oh, they're classic.
listen like to the Flatbush Zombies
They're the
every
best. They're the
time.
best. They're the best.
And I saw you did a song with Mitch,
Yeah,
right?
with Michi Darko. Yep. God,
Yeah.
God bless Michi Darko. He's a great artist, great human, great spirit. You know what I mean? Very unique individual.
Yeah.
It was dope to have him on the record.
And were you like listening to them like when you were younger?
Yeah, for surely.
Like before even like the
Yeah, yeah.
music?
I was in tune with them. I was definitely in tune with them way before I was doing
Yeah.
music. I was just like a fan. You know what I mean? Bumping into music and
Yeah.
shit like that. But definitely, I'm really appreciative of like what I mean? Just what the full circle years later and what the
Yeah.
manifestation brings.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Manifestation, guys.
Yeah,
That's a real
it's a real
thing.
thing.
I'm telling
All the way,
you.
all the way, all the way.
How was it to go from, the fan to the guy who collaborates with the artist you were listening to when you were younger?
I mean, it's an admirable experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just comes with being honest
Yeah.
and knowing that the journey. If you're honest, the journey it'll be honest back with you. You know what I mean? And it just feels like 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like raw. It's just so raw. You know what I mean? Like I'm so blessed
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah. I can feel like it was like so natural for you and everything.
Yeah,
That's
it's all
that's
got to be organic.
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, it's super
Yeah.
organic.
I can definitely feel this
Thank you,
energy.
thank
That's
you,
beautiful.
thank you.
And how did you start music? Yeah, because I didn't tell you guys, this is sometimes I'm just catastrophic. Yeah, welcome to the Bluecast. I'm with Life of Tom. He's an artist, he's a rapper. Yeah, because I didn't say like what you did in life, but now you know, guys. If you didn't if you didn't get it, now you know.
Come on, now you know you in tune, you in tune, you in tune.
But how did you start music?
I mean, I was just kind of like doing my thing. I was really inspired off what I was, just listening to hip hop and, rock and, all sorts of stuff, you know what I mean? And I had like eventually got like a little studio set up in my room.
Oh,
And yeah, just started cooking up, recording,
yeah.
figuring out how to use the programs and stuff. Eventually, years down the line, I started learning how to make beats, started rapping on my own beats, and, now we're here for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like really just like, going around the city, being inspired, meeting all different kinds of artists, networking and stuff, just being true to the craft, you know what I mean? And seeing how much, the more I kept trusting like my pen and stuff, what I mean? It would just kept building and building and building and just, getting better. And, eventually we got here.
Mm, I feel like there is definitely like something with your music that I really appreciate is the fact that like I don't know how to say that, but it's like emotional. We can definitely feel like some vulnerability, but at the same time, it's like rap, like you rapping, like
Yeah.
you kicking, and sometimes you having like the little melodies and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. Um, is it hard like to find the balance between like this kind of vulnerability on the side on this side and the rap on the other side, you know, because sometimes it can feel
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that
mm,
naturally as a writer, that's just like a thing that exists for real, But I think rap is like, it's a diary. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like just like expressing your thoughts about what you're going through in your day. You don't gotta make up a story. A story you're writing is about you, the things you're
Mm-hmm.
going through, and your experiences, and that can become so admirable to so many people, millions,
Mm-hmm.
thousands to millions, hundreds to thousands to millions. You know what I mean? And I think,
Mm-hmm.
for me. I kind of like I feel like honestly the pen to the page is where I find myself most easiest to attune to that vulnerability and like then kind of then interface that back with myself and like just like take
Yeah.
space with things, etc. You know what I mean? It's important, the more raw the art, the more people connect to it.
Mm, that part.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
And you said like it's a diary at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So before your stage name was Thomas
Yes.
and you switched to Life of Tom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it also because of the diary thing?
Well, LifeOfThom was really just like my gamer tag on Xbox for mad long.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then I was running with Thomas for a minute. I was like, nah, let me like sharpen this up for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I think it fits like the fact that you say like diary and everything, and you know, when we read like Life of Tom, it's like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna learn about the life of Tom.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm just like going too
Yeah, no,
far
no,
in
that's
my
it.
head,
No, that's
but
it right there though. You hit it. You hit it. No, you hit it. Sometimes you're gonna read the life of Tom. I mean, essentially it's my story. It's my narrative. You know what I mean? It's me. Yeah.
I love this. I love this.
Thank you. Thank you.
And why why? No, it's not why, guys. It's what. Sorry. What does your writing process look like? Because you have like really interesting like rhyme patterns and like structure, like in my opinion. Like are you like very intentional with the schemes or is it coming just naturally?
It's natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're doing something for a certain while, you kind of build your own style to things. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You figure out your own ones and twos. That's just how I really, that's how it goes. That's how it connects. And I just kind of load the beat up and just let whatever comes out for
Mm.
real. I don't really overthink it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's blessed.
Yeah.
That's blessed.
Yeah, straight up. I used to have like all these different processes before, but now I just literally I
Mm,
just put the beat on anywhere. I could write anywhere. Train, walking,
yeah,
home, studio, meeting, like anywhere.
yeah,
Like I'm always got something to write about.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. And you know that it's the right thing when you're not overthinking.
Yeah,
Like
completely.
it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not overthinking. I'm in the right way. Like,
All the way, completely, completely. Yeah, complete, 100%.
do you feel like um every project you dropped um represents like a different version of yourself emotionally? Because I mean, you also growing with like your music and everything.
Yeah.
Like, how would you say, how would you define like your path through the project you released, if that makes sense? Because
Mm.
sometimes, excuse my
Yeah,
French,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. No, no. My definitely like my past project for surely, you know, driving blind kind of was like this introduction into like opening up this door, you know, and like that's the thing. I already kind of been like opening up that door myself, you know, but like that was really like the push in for real. And then, you know, that was really like a project that signified the artist journey and really the artist flight, you know, when it comes to trusting yourself and having all this faith and everything, you know, that you're doing. But sometimes you can't really, you know, see things aside you, you know, or what's the point because you're driving literally blind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it feels like there's a blindfold wrapped on because you're just entrusting this one thing to like really happen, you know. Though I feel like the transition from that into reroute, you know, that's why I called it reroute. We've rerouted from driving blind, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, so it's like I can, you know, things you start
Yeah.
eventually seeing things a little more clearly. Straight up.
Would you say that driving blind was your most important piece of work?
I'd say it definitely is. It's definitely it. I mean, you know, the album definitely changed, you know, a lot of things for me, in many great ways, and is definitely one of those pieces of work that I for surely call a lot of different moments and riffs. You know what I mean? You know, I had so many great guest artist features on that project. The project was produced by Legend Plain Pat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, you know, come on, like that's yeah, that it's
Mm,
up there for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
How did you link up with playing pads, by the way?
My boy Real, who manages me, he I mean Pat and Dr. Genius were in the studio as the story
Mm-hmm.
goes, and you know, he saw my stuff on the internet, and Pat hit a Real because he knew I would be in the studio, Doc's studio in Brooklyn. I'm here in Brooklyn, and Bury, and he was like, "Yo," Pat was like, "Yeah, find me this kid, like he's fucking dope, like we dope, so like do something." And then my one of these close collaborators at the time I was working with, goes by the name James Burns. He used to work over at he was working at the brewery for like a while. And Rail got to him, and by him he got to me, and it was yeah, this whole thing. And we
Yeah.
just from there, me and Pat connected, and voila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voila.
Voila.
And you ended up like making a whole project together. That's
Yes,
so
yes, ma'am.
cool. I really loved EXO Tour Life.
Thank you. That's one of my favorite joints ever. Yeah,
That's one of my favorite too.
that's a great song.
I was like listening to it like because today while like fuck,
You got it. You got it.
excuse my French,
Come on.
but yeah, like to
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
be back in the vibes and everything. I
Yeah.
was just like listening to all your songs again,
Thank
and I
you.
was like, yeah, this is definitely the one. Like I love this
Thank
one.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Like,
Yeah, no, that was we put a lot of pain in that project, you know. A lot of different I was introduced to a lot of different things. I learned about a lot of different you know, just like real core foundation based of just what the lane I'm in and just hip hop and furthermore like it's one of those, you know, it's a very
yeah,
special project.
yeah,
Yeah, straight up.
yeah. We can definitely feel it. And I forgot my next question, so I'm gonna watch my phone. gonna match my notes. Like usually I just like
You
I
literally
have
you
like
just go.
questions,
Yeah.
but I go with the flow and I forget the
No,
questions,
I
and
understand. No, it
then I
happens.
ended up like not following the
No, it
questions
happens.
at
It
all.
happens. It
Yeah,
happens. No, you're killing it.
thank you. Uh, ah, it wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. Oh,
And
I
like
think it's this one.
ooh,
Yeah. Oh, it's not even written. It just popped up in my head.
let's go.
So you started music in like officially in 2016,
No, I was just kind,
17?
I was just putting out joints around then. You know, I was just
Yeah.
putting out joints on SoundCloud, but I didn't really like start like putting joints and like going crazy like around till like 2023 for real.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I had a whole album I put out like around 2021.
Yeah.
But then like, that was just like what that was. But, I really started a trail of music like top of 2023,
Okay.
2024.
So before that, you were having fun, basically.
I was kind of just like figuring it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Discovering who I am as a human,
Mhm.
translation, I mean, transition into artist and just learning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And have you, like, since the beginning of this journey, did you have like self-doubt and stuff like that? Because as artists, we often doubt ourselves for so many different
Yeah.
reasons. Like,
100%.
did you have like, like big doubts or stuff like this?
Yeah. Of course. The stuff's natural. You know what I mean. It comes with the
Mm-hmm.
process. It comes with everything. But I feel it was definitely one of those. Through time, even it's self doubt and all these different thoughts. They just keep coming. It's what happens when you just keep going up. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
There's always gonna be something. It's always something. So
Right.
so you gotta just deal with them in the best way you do, and just you overcome them in the ways you can. Straight up.
Mm-hmm. How do you overcome them?
Just honestly, I just stay focused. You know what I mean? Like a lot of where a lot of people depend on like wins and different successes. Of course, you want those different things, to show you that like, all right, yeah, I am
Mm-hmm.
on the right path, and who you're meeting, and the spaces you're in. But at the end of the day, I think for me, it's like a combination of like just my faith in myself and knowing that I'm on like the right course for real, and all those things just come naturally.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And I'm losing track right now because I'm being like very
No, you got it.
like
You got it.
I'm like, dude, like you saying like so many real shit, and I'm like, oh, I want to ask so many questions, but I
No.
have like to focus.
No, you got this. You got this. You got this. No, I understand completely. No, you know what I mean? It's the life of Tom. We your whole world, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the life of Tom. It's the life of Tom.
Straight up.
I'm glad to be part of the life of Tom.
Yes. Come on. You here, gang. Come on.
And I met you. So yeah, I met you at SOBs.
Yeah.
And this is where I met Scott too.
Yep.
And a few more of your people, right?
Yep.
And I thought you guys had like great energy, and I loved like to see this kind of like group and supporting like energy between you all.
Yeah.
Like, what does it represent to you?
It represents just, unity.
Yeah.
Unity, empowerment,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of the day, just love. We just fuck with each other. You know what I mean? And we're all doing
Yeah.
our own thing. A lot of it's like it's similar, lanes and the crossover in different interesting ways, but we're just here to lift one another up, straight up. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
And how do you experience shows in general, like live shows and like being like in contact with the crowd and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, it's nice. I love going, I love knowing that like they got all this stuff set up for me, and I mean, connecting with the fans. These are people that really like they connect with you. It's special. Their hearts and their minds are dedicated
Yeah.
to something that has touched them. And I think when there's multiple people and there's a crowd of that and it's multiplying, you know what I mean? You know, these people are taking care of you, you're taking care of them by giving them this music live, you know, and you're educating, you know, others on who you are. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's nothing more than special than that. For me, it's a whole beautiful process. I
Yeah.
always treat it like it's like my first time over and over and over again.
Yeah. That's
It just
beautiful.
feels that raw, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And do you have the feeling that performing live is like a different kind of, I don't know, because you know when you make music and you release music, it's you already like opening up about like yourself, but performing with people, like in front of people, like for you, is it like a different kind of opening up, like
I'd say,
showing music?
I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, you know, like when they hear the music and then they see me live, they're like, well, it's like two different things. Like the music
Mm-hmm.
sounds so different live when compared to like what it is online and stuff like that. I think, for me, it's just all about, how do I put this? Um, I mean, I love the feeling when I'm on that stage, and I also love the same feeling when I get off the mic in that booth and like I'm listening back to everything.
Yeah.
And they both share the same thing because it goes back to that vulnerable thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I get to be myself, you know what I mean? You know, in all ways, shape, or forms if possible. So to do that and then people are receiving that and they're like rejoicing in it and they're like
Yeah.
giving that energy back. There's nothing like that. I love that shit, yo. Shit was
Yeah.
beautiful. That shit was beautiful.
Oh my God, I love this conversation with you.
Thank you.
I know that you have like to, um, I forgot the expression, but you have
A
something to
hard
do.
cutoff.
Yeah, you have something to do after, so I will not like, be too long. I'm gonna
I
ask
like
the
chilling.
last question.
Yeah.
It's like the question I'm asking everybody who's coming to the podcast. So now you're part of the family of the Bluecast, and
Let's go.
we want to know what can we wish you for the future. Like it's the manifestation
Wow.
time. What can the homies wish you? What can I wish you for the future?
Man, oh man, honestly, everlasting abundance, prosperity, and peace. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's all I can ask for. You know what I mean? Straight up. And like to open up for like probably like a crazy like artist on tour. Facts. Like
Yeah.
definitely like, you know what I mean? That's definitely one of those, you know what I mean? Like I'm super like I love like a bunch of the super dope and eclectic like huge acts that are going crazy, you know what I mean? Like open up
Mm-hmm.
for like a Tizo touchdown or some shit or like
That
hell
would be
even like an
dope.
ASAP Rocky or like a
That
JID.
would
That'd be
be
crazy.
fucking
That'd be
dope.
crazy. That'd be
Like
crazy.
even
Or like
Boldy.
damn near even like a Justin Bieber. That'd be fucking crazy.
That would be That would be
That'd
crazy.
be
That would be
insane.
so cool.
That'd be
That
crazy.
would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all I wish for you. Thank you for coming to the
Thank you,
podcast.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, y'all go check the episode out, man. Life of Tom, y'all know what it is, man.
Yeah,
We're here.
go check it out.